Experience Never Seen the World, the Fallen Electric's debut album, featuring the title track, Never Seen the World. Go to thefallenelectric.com for all news, show dates, and contact information.
Think twice, know that I have never seen the world. I've never seen the world.
From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Bar Show! What is up, everyone? I am Josie.
And I'm Josh.
And thank you all very much for listening to the Bar Show. Thank you for downloading the pod and listening to podcast apps, subscribing, and telling a friend like a champ. You can always reach us at Foo Bar Show. That's FTheBelowBarShow.com. And F The Below Bar Show is our handle on Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. Check us out, drop us a line, and we'll fill it up like a couple of foos. Ain't that right, Foo?
Sure, why not?
Yes. On tap today, everyone, we have making another appearance on the Foo Bar Show, Mr. Tommy Apollo.
What's up, guys?
And Mr. Beautiful BB Gun.
I am here.
Thanks for coming on, guys.
up,
I
man?
understand you guys are working on new material, too, in which case we are playing one of those tracks later on in the episode.
Yeah.
But how's that process been? I think the last time you were on the show, you were barely getting started.
Yeah,
Knee deep,
actually.
elbow deep.
Actually,
finger
we
deep.
had like 3 toes in the water, honestly.
Okay.
Like we had a few tracks.
It's a little
like,
cold. You know?
Well, like honestly, like right now, like it's been going really, really great. We actually have almost all like 11 tracks planned out. Like
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, I've been working on some tracks, and like at first, like they were really, really simple, and I've been like tweaking them ever since I've been listening to like new bands, getting new inspiration, and it's really turned out really good.
Dope.
I'm
Can't wait.
actually really excited to start working on it now, and I've just been working as hard as I can. And he comes over like every week or so. We hit some practice. Sometimes we record some parts, and we go from there.
So you guys are recording it out of your pad?
Yeah. I have actually just got a mixer too.
Oh, sick.
So we can upgrade a little bit better.
Nice.
Yeah, I do all the recording out of my pad because I have a little bit more training on that. Yeah, we just record out of there, and we put it into my DAW, and I start building the track from there.
Right on, man. So how's it been for you?
Yeah, it's been really cool. Like, we jam out. You know, that's how we came up with.
Who plays what, by the way? Because I mean, it sounds like a full on band, but it's only 2 of you guys. So who does what?
So he does like mostly the acoustics, and he sings on it, and I sing, and I do like electric guitar and lead.
Okay.
On most of the stuff, and then I'll add in drums. Like we'll play like drums. I'm hoping to get like tambourine. I want to get this instrument called I think it's called odomatone.
The hell?
It's shaped like a music note. It came from Japan.
It's alive.
Yeah, it's built like a little children's toy. It looks like a Pac-Man like little thing, and it's electric.
Oh, what the hell?
And it sounds like a really like a muted trumpet almost.
Oh.
And
How do you go about playing it? Like,
just move it, shake it
okay,
around
yeah, so you hold it
like
with
a
you
rattle?
hold it by its little mouth thing, and then the little note scale that you have, it's like that will change the pitch. So you scoot your fingers up it, and you move the mouth in order to get the volume and shit. It's pretty cool.
huh?
Yeah, it's like a
Interesting.
touch screen, right? Kind of.
Yeah,
In a way.
it's really interesting.
Huh.
It's almost like a little synth strip.
What a time to be alive.
Time to be alive, man.
Yeah, and like
The
we
new
have
age.
some tambourines, some rockets and stuff, and we're on our way.
Dope, man.
Yeah, and that's how we kind of do percussion.
Damn. That's cool, dude. So I understand on the side, Tommy, you do some other more EDM type stuff, or tell us about the other stuff that you're trying to work on.
Oh, yeah. So for me, like I kind of play like all types of music. I really like music, like all music. Like you literally like for the people that are out there that are like, oh yeah, people that like don't like or say that they like all music don't actually mean it. I'm like literally like you can put a Norwegian death metal in front of me, and as long as the track is good, I will enjoy it.
Okay.
Or you could put like some some dude playing Indian Fibonacci like polyrhythmic claps on for me on YouTube, and I'll be like, oh
Which
yeah,
we
this is
did,
how we
which
go.
we actually did do,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
witnessed
yeah.
you enjoying the shit out of it.
Honestly, that saved my life. Honestly, I was like, this is the breakthrough I needed.
Tell everybody about that video we just watched, which is pretty dope. For everybody who is into music and music theory, will understand this more or less.
Okay, so for those that are curious, progressive rock is mostly about like changing rhythms, and most music is in 4/4, so you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, all that good nonsense. But you can change the notations. You can have like 7/4 music, so you add 7 beats per measure, and all sorts of stuff, and it changes how like where like the beats land, so how you would like move your body and stuff.
Okay.
Right.
So there's this mathematical equation that equates the perfect spiral that's found in nature and stuff like that, and like even like within our bodies and our architecture.
Yeah.
If you build a music notation on that, you can clap to it. And this Indian dude on YouTube explained how to clap to it, and he was showing people like all sorts of different beats that you could mess with it, and he was doing it in the sequence to do the spiral out in the notation.
Nuts.
And it's absolutely nuts.
It sounded pretty crazy when you were watching it earlier. Like,
oh yeah,
seeing him count it out. You know,
it's very mathematical.
Yeah, and then he just all of a sudden, boom, just starts doing nothing but the beat. He's just got holy shit. It's hypnotic.
Dude, people are insanely crazy. Like, there's a ton of like talented musicians out there that are using like all sorts of like crazy stuff like that.
That's dope.
There's an entire genre called like math rock that's based on like complicated stuff. It's basically like I don't even know how to put it. Like
math rock?
Yeah, it's basically like if
everybody dresses like Isaac Newton.
No, I knew it.
It's like if someone it's like if a metalhead decided to start a band in Dark Souls and scaled to be a wizard.
Oh,
so straight up int, but they're shredding on a guitar, and so it's just like super. Like, I don't know how to put it, just other than like really intelligent
It's
and
fancy.
like, thought out.
Fancy. It's fancy
Yeah.
guitar.
It's fancy for the sake of fancy, I guess.
Okay. I gotta look this up.
No, it sounds really cool, man. And so you were going to tell us more about the music that you're working on as well on your own.
The way that my character works is that like he actually just goes through a story, and based on what's going on in the story, I will like pick a genre that I feel like kind of fits the story. And I like picking some like really weird genres, or like sometimes like I don't know, like I like to do like soft rock because it brings me back to like kind of basic stuff, like focused only on like bass, electric guitar, vocals, and drums. Keep it simple. That way I can like make sure that when I'm playing stuff in the mix, I'm not like kind of slacking by hiding behind like a bunch of synths or whatever. Yeah,
Kind of helps tell the story a little bit better too.
Yeah.
Like it puts the story in the forefront.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I want to stress in the music is like how the story goes. So I want people to like listen to the lyrics. It's, pretty
So in a
important.
nutshell, you're pretty much making a movie soundtrack before the movie's made.
Basically, yeah.
Dope. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, we have an overall arching plot and everything, and it's just a matter of just getting there each year.
Yeah.
Because like right now, what I'm trying to do is like release like kind of like a dual album concept every year. So in the first half of the year there'll be an album. The second half there'll be another album.
Okay.
The first one will set up the story. The second one will bring the story to a conclusion.
Okay.
Okay.
And that'll happen every year.
Ooh, interesting.
All right. Cool. Now, I don't have a segue for this, but you were
Okay.
talking about this before we went on the air here. But tell us why it's illegal in Europe to bring up memes
Okay,
or
right.
to post memes.
Okay, so
Is this
Article
true?
13.
This is
this
Article
is true.
13. This
So
is,
you looked into this too, Josh?
Yeah, I did.
So what's going on here?
Holy shit, dude.
This is some serious
Mad.
shit. Buckle in,
But
guys.
memes is
Okay.
life.
Internet. The last true free place is cyberspace.
Okay.
Frontier.
Abraham Lincoln, 2016. That's now illegal to post for some reason in Europe because what happened is
Why would they care about Abe Lincoln?
Because the idea is
He's a cherished
yeah, dude, we
figurehead
won
in
the
Britain.
war, and for some reason I don't know, some German dude is salty about it.
Oh, well, obviously.
Some guy really hates his hat, probably.
Anyway,
Apparently.
but yeah, so Article 13 in all seriousness, so the European like passed like this update to the copyright law.
Okay.
And basically, it changes how everything is licensed. So things like content-free creation, like stuff like people posting on YouTube or whatever, like some of those videos or like some of the images become memes.
Okay.
But how Europe works now is that no matter where you get that image from, you have to pay a certain amount of money or tribute to like the owner or whatever.
So who's the owner of said meme?
And that's the thing is that they can't. I don't know if they can find it or whatever, but it's basically just like it gets so muddied down to the point where like you're gonna be like it's illegal to post the meme because you don't own copyright to it. You don't own stock
because there's no like
or something
quote unquote owner.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
so
even then, if you want to take it a bit further, who's the owner of said original picture that turned into a meme? Is it the person in the picture or the person taking the picture?
And that's
been a debate for a long time too.
Exactly, and it's pretty wild. So basically, like. Some people that were super old in the European Union that knew nothing about the internet decided to vote, and Reddit is like in an uproar about it.
His heart, Tommy's heart hurting. The internet took a big hit today. Took a big one.
Dude, honestly, it's sad. It's basically just it's like memes are no longer covered under free speech, and that's basically like. The butt end of it after they voted.
Well, that's when living in America is a major benefit because we do have the right, to free speech.
That's true.
And things of that nature. So be glad we don't live over there. But sorry, Europe. You guys got a fucked up situation over there. Even the Brits said, "Nah, we out."
Yeah.
Let's ban Europe.
Yeah. Get your shit together. Just put them in a corner. You go to the corner.
Get your shit together. Put it all in a bag. Sell it at a shit store.
I don't care what you
put
do
it in
with
a shit
it.
museum. I don't care what you do with it.
Just
get your shit together.
Just get your shit together, Europe.
Get your shit together.
Get it all together.
Get it all together.
Morning.
Anyway. Oh, man. Well, man, thanks for that info. I kind of feel sorry for Europe, man.
Kind of, but then you think back, wait, it's Europe. They kind of,
yeah.
They do it to themselves.
Yeah, they kind of did.
They left.
They did majorly. They did it twice.
They let Greece in. Come on now.
What the fuck?
You heard what happened with they fucked up that whole economy over there, man.
Yeah, but the gyros.
That's true. The heroes, you mean?
All right, let's just geek out already.
Talk about other heroes.
Yeah. What do you got today, man?
Well, since we're on the discussion of heroes, I know I've been talking a lot recently. Like that, didn't you?
A little too much. Dial it back, man. Dial it back.
Okay. Whew. Let me reel it in here. So recently, I've been doing nothing but talking about comic book movies. Yeah, and I've kind of been forgetting a little bit about the TV section, and a lot of shit's been happening. We got Gotham, which is pretty much on its last season.
That poster that they put up for the last season of Gotham was sick.
It's pretty much there's only 2 episodes left, and the last episode's pretty much going to set up them finishing off like the younger Bruce Wayne arc, and then it's going to transition into him becoming Batman completely at for the whole last episode. Jesus. So at the end of the second to last episode, he's gonna have the suit. I think they're gonna end it with him in the suit. Okay. And then all of the final episode is gonna be nothing but him in a Batman suit going after the Joker. And they're gonna show the full Joker, in his form. Mm-hmm. They're gonna show Penguin, Two-Face. They're gonna show and the Riddler. Mm-hmm. All I think it's gonna be like a 10-year time jump at some point because
wow.
Right now in the series, they're time jumping like at least 3 years.
Per episode or
no?
What?
So each episode, sometimes it takes like a couple. Like it'll last for a couple of days, and all of a sudden it'll time jump 6 months.
Okay.
And then they'll focus on like another like week or so in that timeline, and then next episode jump up another 6 months.
This is one of those. This is one of those series is that I really wish I'd be catching up on.
Yeah, you can. You can still catch up on Hulu.
Yeah.
I mean, they take. Right now, they're going to be on a 2-week hiatus, I think, because they're not going to show these last 2 episodes. The last episode's going to premiere, I think, April 18th. So they're going to be going on at least a 2-week episode going forward.
The only thing, just hiatus. Based on hearing you talk about Gotham, the only thing that really kind of grinds my gears about how they've been treating the whole thing is that there should be more, at least there should have been more of a focus, at least for the fanfare, of him becoming and training to be Batman. Because doesn't he go away for a couple of years?
He goes away
he
for
disappears from Gotham
for
altogether.
5 years.
Yeah,
for 5 years he disappears.
If
and he
there was an
travels.
entire season of him like away training and doing all that cool shit and seeing how he becomes the guy who's equipped with all this shit and. I don't know. It's not like Batman has a procurement department. He has to get all his shit at some point.
Yeah. The problem with that though is it comes down to the rights for it. So right now, Batman is supposed to be exclusively used for movies. They're from my understanding, they're really only shows are really only allowed to use him, maybe only in one episode max. So that's why they're able to do it on Gotham. That's why they did it in Titans. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why they can't go into depth of him going through all that stuff, because they save all that stuff for the movies, for everything, when his training montage and Batman Begins.
Well, if the movies didn't suck so much,
maybe
it'd have a different tone. I don't know.
Controversial.
Wait, the Christian Bale one?
You thought the Christian Bale one sucked?
No, new ones, man. What do you? No, those are good.
Okay. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I was
that's
I don't
why.
have any opinions on the new one.
No, yeah, the new ones.
That's okay.
Don't get me started on the new
Well, that's
ones.
what I meant.
Okay. Well, you got to remember too that this series was based off of a comic series.
Okay.
There was a Gotham comic series, or at least it was called GCPD. And so it focused on Gotham during these police times.
That was the pitch, the first season. That was going to be about Gordon.
And that's essentially what That's essentially what this entire series has been about. Is Jim Gordon,
that's right.
Coming into his own in the city, but you also have Bruce Wayne developing up, up until the point he takes over
around him for sure.
Yeah. And Barbara Gordon, the daughter, was just born on the last episode. So and they're going up against Bane in this last episode too, and it's actually some guy that used to know Jim. Yeah, and they actually do it well, because at first I didn't think it was going to be that great, but how they did it in the show, they explained a lot more of his backstory and what happened to him. That he was like a ex-military, like special forces, and him and his crew got stuck in this prison called Santa Presca, the one in or Penadura, the one in the actual comics. Okay. And so he explains that he was there, but they were able to get out thanks to someone named Amanda Walker, who's this secret villain, throughout this entire series. And then in this episode we find out, because she saves his life after Jim pretty much kills him. And what he does is, when he meets him up, he pushes him back, and he gets pinned on a rebar, a piece of rebar goes straight through his chest. So that's when Amanda Walker comes in. She puts a mask on him, takes him to Hugo Strange, and Hugo Strange does all his shit on him, and he puts venom into him, and then that's how he all of a sudden gains his super strength. And then it turns out, because he ends up going and kidnaps Gordon and Bruce. Yeah. And so when he brings them back, Walker comes in and reveals herself to be none other than Nissa Al Ghul. Oh, God. Ra's al Ghul's daughter. Yeah. And that this was all her plan, and that she's actually going to finish what her dad started, because he was the one that blew up all the bridges. And so she was going to kill Bruce for what he did for killing Ra's al Ghul. So, dude, it all comes back, man. Dude. It all comes back, and then... Yeah, man, it's gonna be nuts, because then you also have Penguin and Riddler. They're finally working together again, but Riddler builds this mini submarine to get out of Gotham, because they're pretty much the weakest, the weakest two villains. Yeah. They don't have any army like everyone else in the entire city, all the villains. They're just talkers. Yeah, so they're all right, we got to get the fuck out of here. So Penguin has a bunch of gold, and he's trying to take it out in the submarine, and it's a pretty funny little storyline going on with those two. Interesting. So I highly recommend everyone go out. And
it wasn't like the Tom Hardy Bane though. It wasn't in 5.1 Dolby digital surround sound.
No.
While everybody was in regular stereo.
You could tell it's through a voice modulator, but it's done well. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the mask, it could have been a little better, but you got to think, okay, this is a proto mask. Okay. He's not in his full Bane form yet.
Does he have an accent, a Spanish accent at least?
Yeah.
Like the cartoon Bane that we all know and love?
Yeah, the guy's name it's the actor Shane West. I don't know if you guys are familiar with who that is. No. He's a teen rom-com actor.
All right. Yeah. Sounds good to me.
But he plays him, and he does it with like a slight little, Mexican or not like a Hispanic accent.
Yeah.
You could tell. So
He's supposed to be from down there somewhere. I think.
yeah, that's why he does the luchador hat.
You guys watching Gotham?
No. You guys watch any comic shows?
I stopped watching Flash at like season 2, unfortunately.
Oh, you missed. You gotta.
I know, but honestly, like
Zoom fucked you up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got me pretty fucked up. But it was pretty good,
dude.
From what I remember,
that whole season with Zoom fucked up a lot of people. They were not happy.
Yeah, it's like that SpongeBob meme that's not banned in the USA. The one where he like puts out the little thing for like the free Krabby Patties.
Oh yeah,
just put, like that had me like shook.
shook. Yeah, Flash is going great right now. They just introduced Cicada, who's pretty much a villain that can steal or how do I put this?
She can like absorb like speed powers or something, right?
No, he can nullify dark matter. So any metahuman that goes up against him, he has this dagger he just throws in the ground, and none of them can use their metahuman powers. He nullifies them, and then he's the only one that has like super strength and healing, and he just goes and he kills them. So he's like a metahuman serial killer.
Oh, jeez.
So Flash has to pretty much find, like, throughout this entire season, they gotta find him, but at the same time, he's killing some metas, like, and sometimes it's gnarly. Like, when the Flash and them first go up against him, he slashes Vibe's hands. So when he slashes him, like, he affects the dark matter in his skin, so he can't use his powers anymore.
Oh,
so
wow.
for a while, like he couldn't even like
until he heals up.
Yeah, until he healed up. But even when he healed up, he couldn't do it. And then they found out that he had some shards left in his skin from the dagger, and it was like affecting his metahuman powers. And then he figured out how to make a metahuman cure.
What?
Yeah, he figured out a metahuman cure.
Like the X-Men cure.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like one of those poisonous plants that you like touch. It
What's
kind
that?
of infects your skin, like poison oak or something.
The guy?
Yeah.
No. It's just that dagger he has. It was part of like a satellite. That contained dark matter that blew up.
Nice.
And what happened was it like it blew up, and then it stabbed the dude in the chest.
Oh,
and
shit.
so he uses and the backstory for this guy, like him and his like niece were at like a carnival.
He's been
when it
stabbed by
happened.
Morgan Blade.
Yeah. Yes. And his niece was banged on the head by the satellite, and she was. Oh, dude, she's like a 8-year-old girl.
Oh, okay. I'll take that.
Chill, man, chill.
Right.
So the chick's in the girl, chick. Damn it, it's a
So now
girl.
she's a
It's
chick,
little
huh?
You did this. It's your fault.
What is this turning into?
Yeah.
what
Oh my
you
god,
did.
this is going off the rails real hard. Wow. So the girl,
Real hard.
the
We're gonna be
little.
on People magazine.
Oh no. Mediocre podcast.
Low-rated mediocre podcast manages to outrage an entire nation.
Tell us how you did it. It all started
Twitter's
with the
gonna dig
girl.
this up in like 5 years.
Oh
You're
no!
gonna regret it.
Oh,
I'm gonna lose
damn.
my job over at fucking Marvel.
If you haven't already.
And then I'm gonna have to like slum it at a job at DC for a little while.
Oh yeah.
And then they're gonna pick me back up at Marvel, and then I'm just gonna be sitting pretty at home.
You'll be like copyrighted
You know what?
by
I'm
Europe.
okay with this. I feel like this has happened though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, so I really recommend catching up on The Flash. You can catch it on like the CW Seed or on Netflix has the last season. So you can just pretty much catch up until season 4, and then this season's almost done. I think there's only like 3 or 4 more episodes. So you'll be able to catch up in time, guys. No worries. No worries. One last show I want to talk about is none other than The Walking Dead. Do you guys watch any of that?
Oh my god.
I read the compendium up to like I don't know, to the point where like everybody died in the prison or something.
Oh,
It got
okay.
pretty
That
gnarly.
was
Okay.
quite a
So
few seasons ago.
That's pretty far.
Yeah, that's
away
pretty
from,
far
like,
back.
What happened?
Yeah.
In the show.
The prison was classic though. That was a classic season.
Oh, that was
man.
great. That
Yeah,
was great.
That was
one of the
some
best
wild
seasons.
stuff.
Yeah.
I was like,
That was
oh my
great.
god,
With the governor. The
Yeah.
governor
Oh my
was a
God.
sick motherfucker,
that
man.
dude that was one sick fuck.
Dude, everything he did, that stadium where the
Oh, yeah.
zombies were the zombies against the
Every
people.
fucked up leader of every group they encounter has been a fucked up piece of shit. Dude.
Yeah, and you know what? Alpha of the Whisperers is no joke. You do not take her
She's
lightly.
insane.
She is insane.
She's not okay. I mean, there's crazy. There's like crazy. You know, like the governor was nuts. He was nuts.
Yeah,
he was drunk
nuts.
with power too.
Yeah.
Negan, he's crazy, but he had his wits about him.
Yes.
Alpha is just insane, clinically insane.
Very animalistic.
Yes.
Like she will if she sees
She
you
sees through you.
If she sees you, see her in weakness, she will automatically kill you.
Which she did.
Which she's done several times,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
It's just
She shed a tear in the last episode. One of her followers saw her
Accidentally.
And she's like, "Come here," and then just put a knife in his head.
just
Yeah,
and then she
won't
wiped
have
her
it.
and then she wiped her tear and walked away.
Yep.
It was
Why?
like that. Yeah. She's like, whoa. And you know what? That was not the least of her insanity.
No, it wasn't.
She ripped off she pretty much cut off that person's skull and disguised herself as that person. Remember?
She scalped the
Yeah.
person and used that person's hair because she's bald. So she went into hiding and walked the streets of the kingdom.
The kingdom, yeah, undercover.
Talk about insecurity.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Oh my god.
So spoiler alerts for everyone. What's going to happen?
Yeah, they should have seen it.
Yeah, you should have seen it by now, and you can probably catch up before the next episode. She scoped out everyone in the kingdom, and she. It was not pretty what happened after.
Yeah, we lost like 10 people.
We lost 10 people, and we lost I would say three major people.
Major
actually.
people were
Yeah. So what happened was she captured Daryl, Michonne, Kimiko,
Carol.
and Carol. And I remember we talked about this before. We thought it was going to be Daryl. We thought it was going to be Michonne. No, she pretty much captured them and told them and warned them that.
Well, she realized that these were like the main warriors, like
of their crews.
Yeah, this was the core group of the crews of everybody who's at the fair currently.
These were the main ones. These are the ones to focus on.
Let's scare the shit out of these guys and make sure that they send back a message.
Yeah, and so she killed 2 of the highwaymen. That these guys
minor characters, but if they would have survived, they would have been dope.
They would have been, and I thought they had an interesting story where they're pretty much guys that would at first were charging people, like would come up on travelers and then charge them tolls to pass by
to use the roads.
Yeah. So then Carol comes by and convinces them to be like her personal bodyguards for the kingdom by providing a movie for them at the festival, and they're like, "Wait, an actual movie?" Like, oh, okay. Like they even so much that they bargain in the show for an extra movie if they do more work. So it's insane to think that a movie is such a hot commodity, like a super hot commodity.
It's a luxury, man.
Yeah, man.
The kingdom came up on that lens.
Yes.
And they just started showing a movie.
Yeah, it's dope. And then you saw one of the guys from the Hilltop, I believe. Yeah, one of the guys from the Hilltop was killed. And then you get into the old woman, the blacksmith's wife. She was one of the persons that was axed. And then you get to the big 3. Tara, none other than Tara, the new leader of the Hilltop.
Right.
She got the axe.
Right.
And then you got Enid, who's Carl's old love interest.
Right, and currently she's like the main, like the head nurse
in the Hilltop.
Yeah,
the Hilltop. She was Saeed, or what's his name? Sadiq.
Sadiq.
Yeah, she was Sadiq's apprentice. For those of you guys that don't know, like Sadiq is like a new doctor that joined later in the seasons. And Enid was again Carl's love interest. Like it was like when they first came to Alexandria, she was like a stray that came along, and they sparked some love. But then and then lastly it was the King Ezekiel and Queen Carol's adopted son. What the hell was his name? Henry?
Yeah,
Henry. That kid, that little bastard got his head cut off.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about him.
I was
dying.
not. I was shocked.
Yeah.
The shock factor was there, but I wasn't mad about it. I was more upset with Tara and Enid dying, just because you had already grown attached to these people at this point.
And they were doing big things.
Yeah, like Tara had just become the new leader of the Hilltop with Maggie leaving and then Jesus dying in a gruesome way by the Whispers. And it's just going to get worse because this next episode, the last episode, it's pretty much them going to winter. Like winter is coming, ironically, to The Walking Dead as well. That this is going to be,
it's going to go down.
Yeah, this is going to be their first time going through like a harsh winter, and so far in the previews, shit looks like it is literally going down. Like they can't see anything through snow blinds, like snow blizzards, and like all of a sudden you think it's a walker, but you can't tell. Like you literally can't tell now if they're whispers. So the Whispers have become very fastly one of the most intimidating groups they've seen so
because
far.
they walk among the walkers.
Yes,
it's nuts.
They've even been able to grow an entire army of walkers. Like in the last episode, Alpha threatens Daryl by going over this cliff and showing him, look at all that, and it's just nothing but like miles of walkers.
But she adds, like, my people are among them.
Yeah, like my people are
Steering
among them, steering them, hurting them. So like, but you can't tell who they are or where they're at. So it just makes it even more terrifying. Like, fuck, dude, you can see like a bunch of walkers and you can think they're normal. Boom, Whisper.
Yeah,
you don't know.
And that's what they say. Watch their hands to tell if they're walkers or not, because they might be reaching for knives or something. It's fucking crazy.
That's the only way you can tell. That's the only way you can tell.
It's
so
fucking
crazy stuff. I recommend you guys, at least look out for one of these. Even watching one episode, you'll still be pretty much entertained. You have plenty of time to catch up before the next season, obviously, because Walking Dead will be the season will be ending this following Sunday.
Yep.
So yeah, Fu, you got anything over there, Fusi?
Not a whole lot, man. Not a whole lot. And matter of fact, not much of anything.
Oh, I have something for geeking out.
Oh, you do?
Okay, yeah. You guys know about From Software?
Excuse me.
No,
I've heard of them.
Okay, so they're the company behind Dark Souls and Bloodborne, the series.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they recently just released a video game called Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So you basically play as a ninja with a prosthetic arm that can do all sorts of cool stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been doing nothing but consuming like all sorts of like YouTube videos about this stuff, and it looks really, really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so basically how it works is like you can in this game, like stealth is important, blocking is important. Like trying to deflect, like you can't just roll around the enemies anymore because you're supposed to like actually fight them because you're in like feudal Japan. And basically what happens is if you die, you can choose to resurrect and kill a certain amount of enemies. You can kind of gain that extra life back. But if you die twice, you have to go back to your starting point and you lose half of everything. So your EXP and your gold.
Oh, wow.
And it also spreads this thing called Dragon Rot among the NPCs that are trying to help you. And that can fuck up a lot of shit in your later game.
So Sekiro, Shadow Die Twice?
Shadows Die Twice.
Shadows Die Twice. That currently has a 9 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah.
Damn, it looks like it is one of the best highly rated games so far of the
Honestly,
year.
yeah, because like you can, your prosthetic does so many things. You can get an axe that breaks poise, so you can go for like extra kills easily. It has like a flamethrower in it. It has a hook that you can use to like scale buildings and stuff.
Oh wow!
So there's more vertical stuff than just horizontal, like unlike most Souls games.
Yeah, it also looks like too. You have a samurai sword. You have a bow and arrow. Like you almost look like a samurai, like a ninja samurai.
Wow.
Yeah, and you're going. It looks like it's through feudal Japan. I'm looking at the trailer now. This looks like some great shit. I actually may get into this.
I really want it. I'm just like,
it'd be dope if you could unlock like a Ninja Turtles in Time character.
Dick. All right, now you're going too far.
Well, I
Here.
mean,
you can just get the
feudal
mods,
Japan.
dude. You can just get the mods.
Yeah, if you get it for PC, then you'll be able to mod it however you want,
You
man.
get that 60 FPS.
Nice.
Dude, then you can have the Michelangelo one. Yeah. All right, well, dope. So, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Everyone, go check that out. I probably will be purchasing this, and I'll get back to you guys after.
Give us a review.
After I play this.
Hell
Yeah, I may do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm doing this.
Okay, all right.
BB Gun, you got anything for us, man? Or are you cool?
Not really. Honestly, nothing of like relevance.
Riveting stuff.
Anything
guys.
irrelevant?
Yeah, what irrelevant stuff you want to talk about? Your horoscope? Let's get into horoscopes.
Oh,
So one night in 1991.
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't think we can go that far.
It was November.
does include your parents?
Yeah, that was 5 years before I was born. I don't know.
That's a relief.
Wait, were you recently reincarnated? Is that how you know this? Holy shit.
You know, that's a confession
So
that
it
I
only-
actually brought with me.
So it only takes 4 years to get reincarnated. All right. I got this, guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's,
I'll do it right a second time. All right, well, I'm all geeked out, Foo.
cool, man. Thanks. We'll be right back with the joint report and the music highlights. Stick around.
Hey, everybody, I'm Josh.
And the Foo here tagging along.
Be sure to catch us on Fubar Sports.
Listen in now on Tuesdays.
Catch us on any major podcast app or our own website, FubarShow.com. You can also find us on our Facebook group, Fubar Sports.
Join in on the conversation, sports talk, latest rumors, and sports news.
Boobity doobity.
Are you on weed? Give me some. I'll smoke you two under the table.
It's from the bone.
Well, today I got a couple stories there, Josh and fellas.
Ooh.
This one, it just made me smile. It just made me smile when I saw this headline. Seth Rogen teams up with Canopy Growth to launch cannabis brand Houseplant.
Yes.
I'm not surprised.
So
Amazing.
good old lovable Seth Rogen. And you know, did you know he's Canadian?
Yeah.
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 I found that out today.
Unfortunately, yes. But you know what? It's okay. You know what? We forgive you for that, Sid. It's fine.
So actor Seth Rogen and screenwriting pal Evan Goldberg are teaming up with Canopy Growth Corp, who we've talked about here on the podcast, to launch a cannabis brand called Houseplant. So the Vancouver-born star of Pineapple Express and the Canadian screenwriter with whom Rogen collaborated on the stoner film are co-founders of the Toronto-based company. So Houseplant says Canopy has acquired 25% of the Toronto-based business and invested working capital, but wouldn't disclose any further financial information. So at the very least, they're definitely partners. They have a quarter of their company. And shit, I mean, how with everything that's going on in Canada, with everything being legal and then progressing upon, you know, the industry that's growing, and a lot of neighboring U.S. states to Canada that might be helping or contributing to the cause, this is going to be some dope ass weed.
Hell to the yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, man, just legalize it here so I can get some of this shit.
Yeah, no kidding. It's going to be a sativa strain.
Man, I don't
Dude.
want to. I don't want to have to get a
Nice.
passport, you know, and then get my new license because I want to go try this shit.
But dude, the experience of going to Canada and smoking in the forest. Think
That's
about
true. But
Yeah?
but the cold, man.
Oh, yeah, it is winter.
it. Just go to Bass Pro Shop.
Go to Bass Pro. Just stock up on Bass. I'm gonna look like the kid from Christmas Story with the fucking big puffy ass suit. I can't move my arms.
Apparently, Rogan says that he's been working on this company quietly for like years now, and is seeing it really come together has been like a dream come true for him.
Yeah.
and I can imagine that
Oh,
the
dude.
guy's a fucking like one of the
Hell
biggest
yeah.
stoners of Hollywood.
Oh, hell
or at
yeah.
least he's the one that doesn't hide it. I mean, he's up there with Snoop. You
With
know,
Snoop,
when it comes
definitely.
down to smoking.
Yeah, and Matthew McConaughey.
and Matthew McConaughey
They-
and the rest.
And the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first story I had. And I just brought that up because that put a smile on my face. But this is the real story that I brought with me today.
Okay.
So this one is, as of 2019, legal cannabis has created 211,000 full-time jobs in America.
Wild.
211,000 full-time jobs in America. So how many jobs are there in the legal cannabis industry? It's a common question and one that the government refuses to answer.
Bastards.
Because cannabis remains federally illegal, employment data agencies such as the Bureau of Labor Statistics ignore all of the jobs related to this industry. So that's too bad, I think, because they're missing out on one of the most dramatic job booms in recent history. Over the last 3 months, and I'm using Leafly.com. Leafly has a data team that's been working in partnership with Whitney Economics. They've gone state by state to tally the total numbers of direct full-time jobs in the state legal cannabis industry, which includes our own very lovable California state, amongst others that neighbor us. But there are now more than 211,000 cannabis jobs across the U.S. More than 64,000 of those jobs were added in 2018. So I mean, it's gonna take like an exponential boom, dude. And if anything, this will become a major export of the United States. We just need to federally legalize it at some point.
Do you think so? Would you consider joining the cannabis industry once it becomes federally legal?
It'd be so dope. So dope.
Yeah, to be your profession. Dude, yeah, dope. Yeah, literally dope.
I mean, for me, my current profession is recruiter. I'm probably just going to be a recruiter for some cannabis company.
Just like a glove.
Yeah.
A glove.
Fit right in.
Dude, I'd like to be a grower or like someone that works on the on like crossbreeding and stuff.
Oh, dude.
That'd be sick.
That would be so dope.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, or even on the business side, like you said, as a recruiter or some type of marketing. I mean,
still need an accountant.
Yeah, you still need an IT guy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, guys.
You need someone to do sound for the.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's spirit.
There it is. You need some entertainment. You need some entertainment.
Where there's weed, there's music.
That's true.
That's true too.
Well, legal cannabis is currently the greatest job creation machine in America. That's no surprise to anybody by now. But the cannabis workforce increased 21% in 2017. It gained another 44% in 2018. We expect at least another 20% growth in jobs in 2019. So it's growing, man. It's going to be at some crazy heights like 2 years from now. Not even like, I'm not even going to say 10. In 10 years, I hope that this country has finally come to its wits and just fucking legalize it by then. But who knows?
Who knows, man?
It's taking so long.
Hopefully this gets accelerated. Do you got another story, Fu, or can I add something?
Oh, go for it, dude.
So I don't know if you guys have seen, there's this movie coming out called The Beach Bum with Matthew McConaughey.
I've heard of that.
It's pretty much just him as like this bum who just goes around, I think it's like Venice. And he chills with like a bunch of other like other bunch of people and like just smokes weed all day. And like he somehow like has it hooked up to where he can stay at like this hotel or something. It's crazy. Watch the trailer. But he has Snoop Dogg in it. It's got Martin Lawrence, Jonah Hill. It has Jimmy Buffett. And there's a scene where with Matthew McConaughey is in he hangs out with Snoop. And I guess like he's supposed to smoke a fake blunt. And Snoop Dogg switched out his fake blunt with a real one during the filming. So Matthew McConaughey didn't know until he hit it, and then he's just like, "Oh man, it's gonna be a great one."
Better get all his lines right in the first try.
And then so this is what he actually said to Snoop. He said, "I'm like, who's that for? Not for me." Snoop joked. Though Matthew McConaughey quickly noted they were supposed to be for him when it came time to shoot the scene. However, Snoop secretly swapped the prop weed with his own and only told Matthew McConaughey after they finished. So, I mean, dude, it's just going to probably be a pretty funny movie. Looks like it's gotten only 6.5 out of 10. But just go eat a fucking edible and watch this movie. I'm sure it'll be pretty funny.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, do it.
Sounds like a Friday evening.
Yeah. That's it. That's all
cool, man. Well, that's going to do it for the Joint Report, everyone.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah. Well, let's bring this home with the music highlights with Tommy Apollo and Beautiful BB Gun.
I said a hit. I wanna rock.
Well, fellas, I wanted to play your original song, Sunny Suburban Saturday.
There you go. Yeah, that's exactly how
Was the alliteration on purpose?
Yes.
Okay.
Every
100%.
time. Every time.
Every single goddamn
time.
Beautiful baby gun.
Exactly.
It's
memorable.
3 S's, 3 B's. That's San Bernardino 3 times.
Oh, please.
Oh, my God.
What does that mean?
Wow.
Nothing.
So this song's a little groovy and a little grungy. Tell us a little bit about what came about the inception of the song itself.
So basically, with this album, it kind of starts off the album. This album is about kind of about like life in the suburbs, like kind of like the mindset of people in the suburbs and stuff. Told from the perspective of Tommy, who kind of is like a new person in the world, sort of, and he meets a BB gun who kind of helps him kind of get around and a little bit understand what's going on in his little travels that he has to do. Okay. So, I guess when I started writing this song, I kind of wanted to capture like what it would be like to like you wake up from like a long like nap basically, and you like kind of like open the curtains, you realize it's like a weekend. It's like that's kind of what I want to base like the mood of the song off of. But I also want to talk about like kind of like what kind of goes on in the suburbs a little bit as far as like kind of like the mood of it all. Like sometimes neighbors can be like a little bit weird. As sort of, and so like Tommy's just kind of like walking around observing people go on about their day. Yeah. Kind of like figuring out like, oh, what are people kind of like, it's almost like what do humans do in the wild is kind of like the idea behind it. And
it's a nature show for the suburbs.
Basically. Just a little bit about that. And I was like, it would be nice to kind of focus on a song that, like I said earlier, focuses kind of like what I call like the basic four-piece band. And I actually had a friend of mine that I used to be in a band with play bass for this song.
Oh, sick.
And
Okay.
Yeah, he did it in like 2 takes, and it sounds great.
Sweet. Well, let's listen to it.
I've made it back through the fog in my head. Was met with a surprise. Now I am told I have to go and explore the world with my own eyes. I kinda just wanna sleep. I don't have a choice. Step outside for a walk with my dog to see how people think. One's telling his wife why they're better than their neighbor because their fence isn't chain link. That's gotta be sarcasm, right? They're side by side. Just another sunny suburban Saturday in the spring. Greeted with a shallow smile and away from the neighbors across from me. The kids are outside enjoying life, playing in the streets. And my dog shits on the neighbor's tree.
I forgot the doggy bags.
Poking around a garage sale, I find a vintage beat machine. Next door there's a man watching his daughter water the grass in efforts to keep it green. What's pressuring him to waste water in a drought? It's just another sunny suburban Saturday in the spring. Greeted with a shallow smile and away from the neighbors across from me. The kids are outside enjoying life, playing sunny suburban Saturday. It's just another sunny suburban Saturday. It's just another sunny suburban Saturday. It's just another sunny suburban Saturday.
Dope.
Oh man, that was so enjoyable.
Thanks, man.
I could totally see myself strolling down the park and walking my dog, but just making sure to bring bags so I could pick that shit.
Honestly, yeah, dude. It's really important. Please pick it after your dog. Everybody appreciates you when you do it.
Yeah,
The
no,
character in that song was very concerned.
very, very. I felt what that character felt.
Yeah, you know what I mean, Josh, when I say that it's a little groovy, but it's also a little grungy.
Very much,
You know what I
dude. I was trying to think of what band I could think of that back in like the 70s, 60s like style.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it. I just couldn't
Maybe
quite
some
get it.
Canned
Man.
Heat if you really slowed them down.
Yeah. Dude, you guys are onto something here.
Some slightly sped up Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, that's what you said.
I
That's
said earlier.
what you said.
I was like, it's as if Simon and Garfunkel came out in 1993.
Yeah. Great shit,
amazing.
man. Great
Thanks.
shit. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Very enjoyable.
Well, cool, man. Thanks for sharing that, dude. I'm very interested in the other 10 that you guys are also working on. So let us know when you're done with that. We might even feature some of those.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
But in the spirit of the Foo Bar Show's music highlights, you brought 2 other tracks with you today. One of them being a band called Budgie.
Budgie. Okay, yes. So I recently was listening to this podcast. I binged hardcore called Your Favorite Band Sucks.
Okay.
And these guys have a Black Sabbath episode.
Oh no!
Of course. So as I was listening to it, I had to give them a chance after they tore into Rage Against the Machine, and I stomached the whole episode.
Oh, God.
Went back to the first episode, which was the Beatles. Made my way to Black Sabbath. Anyway, so he's like, you want a better Black Sabbath? Listen to Budgie. So I'm like, really? Because he played Iron Man. He pointed out how basically how they came in drunk in the recording is actually the story.
Right.
Okay.
So that's why the drums are super sloppy.
Oh.
So he's like, no, these guys are like basically crisp and clean, and this is their
A sober Black Sabbath.
basically a sober Black Sabbath. But honestly, they're basically like Royal Blood before Royal Blood even existed.
I like this. You've
Like-
got my attention. I love Royal Blood.
Yeah, dude,
They're
they throw hard.
And I've seen them live twice, and god damn, those guys just make
Dude,
all
honestly-
that noise with just 2 guys.
Okay, honestly, yeah, you have to give it up to the pedals, the full tone, and you have to give it to the double backing of the amps.
Oh yeah,
dude.
technology. Yeah, of
So
course.
good.
It's a great time to be live.
Dude, oh my God.
What a time we live.
What's that?
Yes.
Well, let's listen to Budgie. This song's called Guts.
Breaking my heart, you got me out on a limb.
That was a sober Black Sabbath, wasn't
Very
it?
much.
Yeah, dude.
I liked it.
They're really sick.
Yeah, dude, I liked it a lot. In fact, I'm pretty high right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, what?
And that hit the spot actually.
Yeah, it sure did, man.
Dude, just the dynamics of that mixing alone.
Dude, they really utilized the stereo in
Yes.
there. A lot of panning from right to left in a
Yes.
very tasteful way.
Yes.
Ah.
Like, yeah, dude,
Just
like,
right for the
The
palate.
bass on that left.
If
ear.
I was Italian, I'd be like this. You know,
it's like
my fingers are stuck together.
Stereo mixing.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
the Salt Bay of stereo mix.
Just rolls off the fingers.
Yeah.
dude, bands like that like utilize like stereo, like they're incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah, for
like,
sure.
That's how you produce. That's what you're supposed to use.
That's cool stoner metal right there, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. For sure.
This last song that you had for today, man, was called a band called Menace Beach.
Yes.
What's that all about, eh?
Okay, so back before I was Tommy Apollo and I was doing some other nonsense, I actually found this band called Menace Beach, and they were giving out a free download for like some songs or whatever. So I got this song. It's called Fortune Teller.
Okay.
And I was listening to it a lot when I was into like a lot of like Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and stuff like that. And I realized like it was like some sort of like cool, almost like newer wave stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I don't really know how to classify this, but this is really dope. And this song, and I got reminded of this song later when on my Neo Psychedelia playlist on Spotify brought up a song that they collaborated on called Black Rainbow Sound. I was like, I feel like I recognize this band and I don't know why. And I was like, oh my god. So I thought I'd kind of strut some of their earlier work.
Sick. All right, well, let's listen to Fortune Teller by Menace Beach.
Dreams on a horizon.
liked it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
all three of these songs, man, great job.
Thanks,
great
man.
recommendations.
Yeah, no, that was
Appreciate
very, very. Goddamn, I don't know how can I describe this? It's very. It's a chilled stoner grunge.
Yes,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
much.
It's like abandoned amusement park vibes.
Yes, there
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
got that very like kind of like garage sludge with like a little bit of psych mixed in with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
Oh, dude, that was great.
yeah.
That's great. I could
liked
totally
it.
see myself on the Ferris wheel, faded as fuck, listening to this.
With nobody else in the
no
park.
one else in the park. It's like, wait, who's operating the Ferris wheel?
Have you ever read that book by R.L. Stein called The Beast?
You know what? It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's about
Refresh
this.
my memory.
It's about this haunted theme park. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that when you said abandoned theme park theme.
Oh,
so it's
creepy.
it's about these two kids who will go into a theme park and then they go into like a different dimension or at least a different time in that theme park's history, if I can remember correctly, because I read this in like elementary school.
Yeah.
And
Surprised you can remember that far.
dude, it really made an impression on me. And they made a sequel. They have The
Oh.
Beast 2. The Beast is the name of the roller coaster.
Yeah.
ride.
And then there's
Okay.
also a beast too called Son of Beast
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
on that roller coaster.
You got to rewatch that. Interesting.
Yeah, well, it's a book.
No, but didn't they have the show and didn't they sometimes make the...
It wasn't a Goosebumps
okay.
thing. It was just an R.L. Stein book.
Oh, okay. Got
interesting,
You. Got
yeah.
you. Interesting.
Yeah, it was outside of the Goosebump thing.
Well,
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed the shit out of it. But anyway, I enjoyed the shit out of you guys. Tommy Apollo
Thanks,
and
man.
Beautiful BB Gun. Thanks for being on the show,
Yes,
man.
guys.
Thanks a
Yeah,
lot,
dude, we
man.
love coming back.
oh,
Yeah,
dude,
it was
love
great.
having you guys, here.
You guys
You guys
cool
are
as
great.
fuck.
Yeah, always a cool hang, man. It's always
For
a cool
sure.
hang. with
And you
guys.
make music, so hey, why not?
I know,
Hey.
right?
Hey.
Two
I
birds.
forgot.
Gotta go do that jam.
Yeah, man. Well, you're always welcome. Whenever you have more songs completed off of that upcoming album, please let us know. We are very interested to hear the rest of it and all
Definitely.
the other things that happen in this sunny suburbia that you are describing. By the way, does it all take place is it linear? Is the whole album kind of linear with the storyline?
The album is pretty linear.
Okay.
But what we're gonna have is because he has like kind of like a separate storyline.
Okay.
Because at some point in the album we get separated.
Oh, okay.
So how the tracks are gonna work is you could technically take out his songs and like out of the mix, and he would line up just to hear my story if you wanted,
Got
or
it.
just his.
So it's like Suburban.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of. So you can have that diverging path, or if you play it linearly, it can tell both stories about what's going on at the same time without really losing any traction.
Dope.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dope.
It's dope stuff, man.
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Does this album have a name yet?
It's just called The Way.
The
Okay.
Way. Oh, I like
Yeah.
it. Very ominous. The Way.
Right.
Yeah.
When is it releasing?
The album itself does not have a predicted release date, but
Okay.
we're hopefully going to release it sometime by like either like late spring or early summer.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this year for sure.
Well, yeah, it's going to come out.
All right, we gotta get that.
Cool, man. Well, thanks again for being on, guys, and you're always welcome. And Josh, thanks for being on the show. Now, something that nobody here listening to this podcast knows: the Foo's been in the room the whole time.
Oh, this entire time actually.
What?
Yes.
What do you?
Twist at the end.
Is so-
He's got a Michelob and a laptop. I'm just glad his pants are still on.
I'm very glad his pants are still on because that is a recipe for disaster.
It's like that Metal Gear Solid like exclamation point noise.
You could have mistaken that for even a Red Bull, and if it was a Red Bull on a laptop, I would have been very concerned because you know this guy's going major trolling right now.
Speaking of the Foo, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Foo Bar Sports. You guys have been you're 14 episodes deep. And
We're getting mainstream now, guys. We got to shut it down. we sold out. That's it.
No, but I wanted to bring up, dude. Today being Thursday, the opening day for a lot of Major League Baseball stadiums.
Yeah,
a lot of stories to be told, a lot of highlights to be highlighted.
Definitely high lit.
Yeah, no.
Well, we'll definitely be high and lit. So,
Yes.
you know. But yeah, definitely catch us for next Foo Bar Sports. Definitely catch up on all of the Dodgers news. Rest of the MLB pretty much because a lot of other
A lot of
stuff.
shit's going down, dude,
Yeah.
in the MLB right now. So if you're into that kind of thing, tune into Foo Bar Sports. Now, we recorded on Sunday, so catch us at the Facebook group, Foo Bar Sports. And then also just catch us on a regular podcast that comes out every Tuesday.
Yeah, and you can catch that on our show, on our regular website, FooBarShow.com.
That's right.
Where you will also be able to catch this one.
Yeah.
So
it's
just
kind
go
of a
ahead, follow.
twofer there, everyone. Yeah.
You want to go for the FooBarShow.com.
This is where Josh turns into that fucking boxing announcer. What's his name?
The name's Howard Cosell.
Oh, son of a bitch.
And we're here today to talk about the two rumbling, stumbling heavyweights, Josie and the Foo. Who's gonna win? Nobody knows. And who frankly cares? Back to you.
God damn it. Well, thank you all very much for listening into the Foo Bar Show. Thank you for downloading the pod on most major podcast apps, subscribing, and telling a friend like a champ. You can always reach us at Foo Bar Show. That's FTheBelowBarShow.com. And FTheBelowBar Show is our handle on Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. Check us out. Drop us a line, and we'll fill it up like a couple of foos. I've been Josie.
I've been Josh.
And for Tommy Apollo and Mr. Beautiful BB Gun.
Yo.
Signing off saying, oh, and the food. Don't be a dick.